Okay, we're back. Looks like this is usually a commercial break, but... well, maybe it'll be a commercial break someday. But anyway, it starts with a school play where his lead character, Judy Hopps, a rabbit, is playing prey, and it's like, was it a lion playing the predator?
Yes.
Yes. And so, and she goes overboard when he's supposed to bite her because she puts ribbons out and then she squirts herself ketchup. And it actually begins showing like a flashback dramatization where they're still preying predator, regular animals.
Yeah, it sets up how the world
it's very interesting because there are no humans whatsoever, so it's not one of those dumbass talking animal movies where humans are amongst them. But
there'll probably be some fan theories.
Yeah, probably. Well, humans evolved from apes, according to science. I know a lot of religious people are going to kill me for that, but they've been... Let's not go there. But back to this. So you have the school play where it explains that predators are no longer vicious and they live in peace. And I love in the background, the kid playing the music is a jaguar cub. Someone on Furfinity took a short teaser of it holding the radio and looped it into a GIF. And I asked him, I was like, that's so adorable. What's it from? It was like, Zootopia teaser. I look it up and I find it. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. What's it going to be? I thought it was just going to be a kid trying to get money, like trying to trick people into believing he can play music, but all he can do is play radio. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. That surprised me. So you have yourself a sheep on stage wants to be an astronaut. You have the lion wants to be like a tax lawyer or something. I don't know. But Judy herself wants to be a cop, and if you've seen any teasers, you know. And her parents are carrot farmers and pretty much everything else. Anything else produce. And they tell her that no rabbit has ever become a cop at Zootopia, which is the town where all mammals from around the world live in peace. And that's the thing. All mammals. I mean, it's obvious that they cannot have anthropomorphized marine life. That wouldn't make any sense. But there's no reptiles in this thing. None at all. So we can only assume that reptiles are regular animals in this thing as well as mammals. But there's no marine life, of course. It was like that. That would explain how some of the predators are still able to eat stuff. Maybe. Or maybe they just evolved so you can eat produce. Who knows? So Judy decides that, yes, there's a very cruel scene where Fox and a Weasel decide to rob 3 kids of some tickets from a fair. And she approaches him. The fox easily overpowers her, but she steals his tickets anyway. And the fox sounds like he's a teenager already. So, it was like there's that. And then we see 15 years later, and here's the thing about seeing the movie twice, is that it's revealed that she is 9 at that event, and then 15 years later that makes her 24. So, that's old enough to be a college graduate, and I'm looking way too into this. But she goes through, and at first, she cannot get through any of the physical stuff, and the female polar bear is very harsh on her, just telling her, just go home, no one can do it. But she figures out her own way to pass all the tests in a way that makes sense, and she is appointed as the first female bunny cop. And however, after she's appointed, the mayor of Zootopia is a lion, and the assistant mayor, I think, is a sheep that's around the same size as Judy herself.
Yeah.
And however, on the first day of the job, we're introduced to Clawhauser, and like I said, I don't know who plays him, but he sounds like a really funny guy. I hope he gets somewhere after that. I mean, it'd be kind of sad that you get yourself a good role in a Disney movie and then you can't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really depressing. But, yeah, and here's the thing about this character. I've already seen fan art of him because I'm not the only one who thinks that his design's adorable. And there's someone on Twitter I follow who I also follow on Fur Affinity. He loves the design so much, he has nicknamed his character Husband. Yeah, he's gay. But what are you gonna do? Like, we're all silly, right?
Yeah.
It's
Moving on.
moving on. So we're introduced to him, and it's revealed that you cannot call a bunny cute, and only bunnies can call each other cute. Do you have any clue what that's a parody of?
Yeah, I figured.
It's like, that's a parody of the N-word. It's like, that's so subtle. You have to be an adult to figure that one out. So Clawhauser's a really nice guy, but it's like, oh man, that bunny's gonna be eaten alive. So moving right along, we're revealed that we have a missing mammals case going on where 14 have gone missing, and they're all different types of animals, but they're all predators. And I never knew that otters are predators. I knew they ate fish, but it was like, okay, what else? Fish aren't anthropomorphized in this world. It's like, they can eat small mammals that are like rodents or stuff. So yeah, they count, because rodents are anthropomorphized in this world.
Right.
I was confused about that, but I was like, I need to look up otters later on. All I know is that they look adorable. But moving on. So, where am I going with this? So, she's given the job as a meter maid because the chief doesn't take her seriously because of her size. And she doubles her quota of 100 tickets to 200 tickets, but 201 before noon because she wound up parking herself too long anyway. You have an eyelash loose in one of your eyes. There you go. You're good. So, however, as she's doing tickets, she sees Nick for the first time. And I think it's a ram that almost hits him. And in an earlier scene, Judy's parents are repressed against foxes.
Fox repellent.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, the father actually tries to give her more, but she just takes the repellent. It's like, fine, if it'll make you shut up. And it's like, and Judy herself says that the fox bully from her childhood is probably just a one individual. However, she's still suspicious of this adult fox who hasn't done anything yet, but she looks inside of a shop he goes into. We see that elephants are in charge of the place, and all Nick wants is to buy a popsicle for a boy he has with him, and he claims is his son, and who's dressing up as an elephant and wants something that elephants usually eat. And the elephants have their own prejudice against foxes, saying that we have the right to refuse anyone. Judy points out that they serve the food with trunks, and that means that there's snot in their food. And it's like, let you off of a warrant if you let him have the popsicle. However, Nick doesn't have the money and decides to leave, but Judy decides to pay $5 over the 15, keep change, and lets him have the popsicle. It's like already a good impression for Nick, because he's like the exact opposite of what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And Judy continues to work, but then she sees that Nick and the animal that he's with, it's like a very small type of fox, are actually con artists, and that they melted the large elephant thing that costs $15. And they melt it into cans, take it out into the part of Zootopia that's very frozen. Oh, there it goes. And it's like, little one makes paw marks. They fill them up with sticks. They sell them to hamsters that are in a bank. And they put up recycling bins. And the hamsters immediately discard them. They take the popsicle sticks and sell them to rodents, saying that lumber delivery. And Judy's furious at Nick. It's like saying like he's a traitor, he's a fraud, he's a con artist, taking advantage of everyone here at Zootopia. And Nick challenges the slogan of Zootopia, saying that it's city of dreams, anyone can be what they be. His argument is you can only be what you are. And since he's a fox, he's going to take full advantage and be the best of a con artist that he's supposed to be. So, and then we revealed that the small animal that Nick is working with is a full-grown adult. He's just a very small animal. And he has a very deep voice. I don't know who plays him, but it's... It was like, here's the thing. I saw this character's design in a different promotional picture, but I forgot that he was voiced by a full-grown adult. I mean, what'd you think?
I thought it was funny that
He's a full-grown adult pretending to be a baby, and he's actually has a very aggressive personality once he talks. So Judy goes back to parking tickets, and she gets criticized because of her high quota. And so, however, a weasel voiced by you know who, I said it before, he robs a pig, and she decides to go and attack him. And he goes into Rodent Town, which is a much smaller miniature scale town just for rodents. And Judy is usually used to being small, but now she's a giant in the city. And both her and the weasel are very careful to make sure they don't kill anyone. And Judy actually has to save the life of this Kim Kardashian looking shrew. And I think it's like Kim Kardashian. Someone else says that she looks like she has a Jewish haircut, but I don't know. So she saves her life, and she eventually catches the weasel because Weasel threw a very large fake donut from a restaurant that almost kills the shrew, and she uses it to overpower him. However, the chief is extremely critical of her because the weasel just stole a bunch of produce, so it wasn't that big of a deal of a crime to put the lives of a lot of rodents in danger. But then we're introduced to the wife of Emmett Otterton, who has gone missing, and she wants someone specifically to look for him. And Judy decides to take the case. The boss immediately decides to fire her for wanting to do this, but the female otter tells the assistant mayor, and she sends a message to him saying that she's on the case, so he can't back down. But he tells her that you only have 48 hours or you resign. This is like, deal. She's given the case filed by Clawhauser, and we're seeing that it's only a picture of the last time he was seen and nothing else. This is like, so what do you do? But she sees in the photograph that a popsicle, yeah, it's a bad pun, has been sold to him. Then Nick is in the photograph. So she goes back to him, and she shows him the photograph and is like, you're a prime suspect in this case. He doesn't take her seriously, and he tells her that his business makes $200 per every $10 he has to spend. He's been doing it ever since he was 12. And Judy then looks up his information and reveals that he's been doing this for 2 decades and makes him 32. And finds that he's in a lot of tax fraud because he doesn't pay his taxes back. It's like he claims to be unemployed, but in reality he's making a ton of money off of not paying anything. So, and she recorded him saying how much money he makes per everything he spends. So, and she records it with this very cheap toy that's a carrot, and he's like, fine, I'll help you, but I don't know where he is. I only saw where he went. And then we get to the one part of the movie when I figured out this was going to be in it. I was like, oh, wow. So, it's like, it's
running the time.
Oh, yeah.